Hey, good afternoon to everybody. Happy Thursday. It's Daryl here. It's not so bright and early. It's 3:30 p.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. Okay, I was just going about my usual business, my artwork, trying to catch up on my artwork, and I decided to check the news feed, and I checked TMZ, and I came across a story that really just ticked me off that I have to talk about. It's about Big Brother and Luke Valentine and his I wouldn't call it an apology. He makes some lame excuse about why he said the N word. Let me tell you that. I'll use myself as an example. I'm not trying to say that I'm higher or I'm better or anything like that. I want to use myself as an example though. I'm part Native American. I'm part French Canadian and Native American. And one thing that bothers me, if somebody knows I'm Native American and calls me chief, which has happened before, it all depends. It could really rub me. It could take me off. It could make me angry. In most cases, I probably just swallow it, and I don't know. It all depends who says it and when. I never say the N word. I don't. It's just I didn't grow up saying it. I told you guys in the last video I did about Luke Valentine. I think I said that word. I said the first syllable once back when I was about 10 years old. I think a teacher. I talked about this in the last Luke Valentine video. A teacher had accused me of throwing my sneakers out the window, and I was all angry. I had to stay in recess for a week. I was 10 years old, and I went home and I told my mother about it and everything. And I remember turning away from her, and I said the first syllable of that, and she spun me around. She's like, "What did you say? We don't talk like that. We do not." I forgot what she said. We don't look at other. We don't think we're better or worse than other. I forgot how she explained it to me, but it was more, she explained to me more than just it wasn't just about saying the N word. It's about everything, the way, the things that come along with that, about looking at other people as somehow less than you think of yourself. And she explained that to me, and that was I said the first syllable. I do not use that word. I told you guys there's other words like the C word. Women, in my own life, I found most women I know just do not like the C word when they're talking about their privates or being called that. That's a word I do not use. If you don't use a word, it doesn't slip out. It doesn't come out just because you didn't have sleep or you were. Let me give you his excuses here. He says he didn't mean any malice, and the whole thing is the link will be right down below so you can watch it yourselves. It's his attitude. Apparently he's in Havana. I don't know what he's doing in Havana, Cuba, and he's wearing his tropical shirt, and he's eating something or picking his teeth, and he just comes across, man, if I didn't like him before, I like him 10 times. I despise him 10 times more now. It's just the nonchalant kind of like, it is what it is. You don't like it, screw you. I said it, and it's not just that he said it. It showed who he is. It doesn't just slip out. If people that don't say that don't say, and it's more than just the word. It reveals who you are. It reveals your character. And this video where he explains it makes his character crystal clear, because he starts talking about cancel culture. People canceled me, so it's other people's fault. They didn't like, that they couldn't handle what he said. Then he says the people on the production people needed somebody to sacrifice. So it was all everybody else and how they took it. It wasn't his fault. He says this. He says he makes this excuse. He said he had at first he says like 8 hours. Then he says no, a week. He had a week of malnutrition and a week of sleep deprivation, and the psychological distress of being under studio lights 24/7. All these torturous things just made him slip and say that word. What a bunch of crap, man. I'll tell you what. Here's the simple point. Sleep deprivation, bad diet, studio lights don't turn you into a freaking racist. And that's just the bottom line. I don't care, he's a lily white bread dude, and somehow, somewhere along the lines, either he thinks it's okay to throw this word around, like in friend situations, or he's a racist, or both. And that's why his attitude here tells me he's a racist. This is something he says, and this word just does not slip out if you're not that kind of person. I don't. I could get hit by a car. I could fall off the building, and that word wouldn't come out of my mouth. It just you don't. That doesn't happen. So he goes on to say something about he's answering questions, and like I said, his attitude is just irks me watching this. Like I said, I could take him or leave him before. Now I genuinely don't like him, just because of his nonchalant attitude in this, with his tropical shirt and he says the same people that canceled him want to cancel Corey because of the way Corey looked at one of the other house guests in an outfit. Like I said, the link will be down below so you could read that. You could watch it yourself. He says, "What happened. Yeah, it is what it is, So I said, and it's more. It's so much more than just saying the N-word. It's a momentary view into who this person really is. Like I said, just sleep deprivation and all these bull crap excuses don't turn you into a racist. Let's see. He says they had to make a sacrifice, and the same people that canceled him. So he starts throwing around these words now, and that just pretty much solidifies who he is. When somebody, when he says this word, and then now he's talking about being he's the victim here. The poor once again the poor white man is being victimized because they just needed somebody to sacrifice, and the people that want to cancel him. Oh man, he says most people would realize they wouldn't have a problem with it. They'd realize he just slipped up, and that just shows that to me, either he's way out of touch with what really happened, he's really out of touch with the way most people viewed what happened, or the people that he is around, the people that he surrounds himself with on a daily basis are okay with this. He's hanging around with other people that are okay with throwing around this word. Like I said, you want me to be honest. I don't, I can't judge what a black person says. But, if a black person wants to call another black person that, or if a black person wants to call themselves that, I can't, I don't feel like I'm in a position to really say anything about that. I think it'd probably be a better world, a better society if that word just wasn't used because of its history, its demeaning history. And the same thing with Jewish people, and the same thing with Native American people and Hispanic people. There's derogatory words, and they're more than derogatory words. They're phrases that really cut like a knife when they're said. If I didn't, like I said, the video's down below. I don't know if I have much more to say about this. It really just rubbed me the wrong way. Like I said, if I didn't, I could take him or leave him before. Now I really don't like him. I think he should just come on there. I think if he was just honest and said maybe I need to take a look at myself and how I speak to people and what I think. He should just be honest, because obviously this wasn't just a slip up. You don't just slip and say this word. Take it, like I said, take it from me as an example. I don't say this word, and this word would not slip out of my mouth. This just shows that he uses this word very often And that's why it slipped out. It had nothing to do with the freaking malnutrition. That just, and then he said he slept on a block of cheese. I guess that's one of their things. He said he was uncomfortable, and he says he only got 2 hours of sleep, and that's why he said the word. No, stop. Stop making excuses. Stop blaming it on cancel culture, and that that poor. He actually called himself a sacrifice. Oh man, like I said, shows who he really is. Like I said, he should have acknowledged, because it's I think to most people it's obvious that he uses this word often. He's given himself a pass on throwing around this word. I don't know to what extent he uses it. If he gets mad, he's driving the car and somebody cuts him off and he goes, I'm willing to bet that's the kind of person he is, because that's what it looks like here. If you don't, it's more than just saying the word. It's a little glimpse, a little the curtain drop for just a minute, and we got to look at his real personality. That's the truth of the matter, and that's what if he really wanted to talk about it, that's what he should have acknowledged, and he should have said, maybe I should take a look at myself and the way I talk, the way I refer to other people. That would have been an acceptable apology. He didn't even apologize here, so I can't call it an apology. It's just freaking excuses, and lame ones at that. That just showed his real character. Sorry if it's a bit of a rant. Like I said, the link will be down below. You guys have a good Thursday.